The shocking bedtime rituals narcissists use to keep you broken. The most unsettling part of sharing a bed with a narcissist is that you never truly sleep. You might lie down, but your body refuses to relax because it knows, instinctively, that disruption is always near. Nighttime is supposed to be the one sacred space in the day where calmness reigns, where the body recovers from exhaustion and the mind resets itself. Yet in the presence of a narcissist, the night ceases to be a sanctuary and instead transforms into a battleground. It is during those hours of darkness that their most bizarre and unsettling behaviors emerge. Where most people slow down and surrender to rest, they seem to come alive with unnatural vigor. When silence should soothe, they generate noise. When intimacy should be shared, they retreat into hidden fixations. When the atmosphere should be calm, they deliberately stir chaos. And if these tactics still fail to drain you, they ignite conflict so that you end the night overwhelmed by tears, anger, and the weight of stress hormones. This is why so many survivors awaken feeling even more shattered than when they first closed their eyes, because rather than allowing their bodies to heal, they spent the night under siege. None of this happens by coincidence. These patterns exist to wear you down, to weaken you, and to keep you ensnared in their control. Today, I want to explore 6 unusual bedtime habits of narcissists and uncover the hidden intentions behind them. The first of these habits is their uncanny burst of energy at night, almost as though a different force awakens within them when the rest of the world is winding down. While others grow heavy with sleep, the narcissist becomes restless and animated. They pace through the house, fiddle endlessly with objects, or suddenly become unusually chatty. Their energy doesn't feel natural. It seems to build in direct opposition to your own body's readiness to surrender to rest. The more exhausted you are, the more they appear invigorated, as though your fatigue fuels their agitation. This has little to do with genuine productivity. Rather, it serves as a disruption, a means of disturbing the fragile threshold between wakefulness and sleep. During the day, they may appear lethargic, disengaged, or indifferent to responsibilities. But once you are ready to let go of the day, everything changes. They bang doors, flick on lights, rearrange the room, or find endless reasons to move about, turning the night into a stage for their disruptive rituals. The unspoken message is clear. Serenity will never be permitted, not even in the stillness of midnight. It is important, however, to distinguish this from ordinary night habits. Some people are naturally more alert and creative when the sun goes down. Their rhythm is simply different. Others, especially those with conditions such as ADHD, bipolar disorder, or certain depressive states, may experience genuine surges of late-night energy. These individuals are not narcissists. What separates the narcissist behavior is both timing and intent. Their restless energy does not arise simply because they function better at night. It emerges precisely at the moment when you are seeking rest. They become most alive not because of night itself, but because your peace is about to begin. That deliberate disruption is what marks the difference, and it changes everything. The second habit is strangely precise. They suddenly remember chores or tasks the moment you are about to fall asleep. Picture this. You've dragged yourself through a long day, finally settled into bed, eyelids heavy, your body surrendering to rest. Just as your mind begins to drift, they spring into action. Suddenly, they are scrubbing something, hammering at a keyboard, slamming drawers, or rearranging objects that could have easily waited until morning. The timing is too perfect to be coincidental. Again and again, it happens at the exact instant your body is transitioning into sleep. That's when you realize the truth. It's not about productivity, and it's certainly not about responsibility. If finishing the task mattered, they would have handled it earlier. The real goal is to interrupt your descent into rest. Falling asleep isn't a switch you flip. It's a fragile process where your nervous system slowly releases tension and your body lets down its defenses. The narcissist deliberately intrudes on this delicate threshold, jolting you back into a state of vigilance, ensuring that even in the supposed safety of your bed, peace never arrives. To be clear, this isn't the same as ordinary procrastination. People who wrestle with anxiety often put tasks off until the last moment and then rush to complete them under pressure. That behavior has nothing to do with malice. The narcissist pattern is different. Their actions are not triggered by deadlines or worry. They are triggered by your vulnerability. They strike at the exact moment you let your guard down. And it is that calculated timing that makes the behavior so insidious. The third habit is perhaps even more damaging because it erodes intimacy at its core. The late-night obsession with adult content. Instead of turning toward you, instead of choosing closeness or connection, they vanish into the glow of a screen. Night after night, you are left lying there in silence while they consume fantasy after fantasy. The effect is brutal. You feel unseen, rejected, and abandoned, while their secret appetite grows stronger in the shadows. This is not just about watching explicit material. It's about making a conscious choice to replace authentic intimacy with an artificial substitute, to trade the real bond you offer for something hollow. Over time, this betrayal corrodes the foundation of your relationship. You begin to doubt yourself, asking questions that chip away at your self-worth. Am I not attractive enough? Do I measure up? Am I being compared to illusions that don't even exist in reality? The narcissist never comforts these doubts. Instead, they dismiss your feelings, twist the truth, or make you question your own perception as if you're imagining the whole thing. What deepens the wound is their hypocrisy. During the day, they demand loyalty, admiration, and constant validation from you. Yet at night, they shatter the very trust they expect you to uphold. Their message is unspoken but clear. Your presence is not enough. And as you lie awake with the ache of abandonment, they indulge in their hidden fixation, leaving you lonelier with each passing night. The fourth habit may appear petty at first glance, but it is every bit as intentional. They deliberately sabotage the conditions you need to sleep. If you prefer a cool room, they'll make it hot. If you crave darkness, they'll flip on the lights. If you long for silence, they'll manufacture noise. At the surface, it might look like simple differences between partners. After all, couples often have mismatched sleep preferences. One likes a blanket while the other kicks it off. One wants a fan while the other complains of the draft. But with a narcissist, these differences don't stem from compromise or coincidence. They are purposeful. Over time, you begin to recognize the unmistakable pattern. Whatever it is you need to rest, they will do the opposite. No matter what you need in order to drift off peacefully, they will deny it. They deliberately flip your preferences upside down, not because they care about the room's temperature, the brightness of the lights, or even the level of noise, but because they care about one thing only: your discomfort. The entire goal is to make sure you never feel safe enough to fully relax, never secure enough to rest deeply, never calm enough to heal. Even your most basic needs, the simplest conditions required just to close your eyes at night, become targets for sabotage. The fifth habit takes the cruelty a step further. They manufacture noise and create false alarms. At first, it may sound absurd to anyone who hasn't lived it, but it is disturbingly real. Their snoring isn't the natural kind caused by a blocked airway or exhaustion. Instead, it feels exaggerated, forced, and artificial, so staged that you instinctively know it's intentional. It's loud, erratic, and impossible to ignore. When you complain, they dismiss your feelings, mock your sensitivity, or laugh it away. But the behavior doesn't stop. It becomes a pattern. And then come the alarms they never planned to wake up to. Picture this. At 3 in the morning, an alarm blares, ripping you out of precious deep sleep. Your heart pounds, adrenaline floods your body, and you're jolted into a state of panic. You're wide awake, yet they lie motionless, pretending not to hear it, or they lazily hit snooze without any intention of getting up. Over and over, this cycle repeats, leaving you stuck in a restless limbo. The effect builds up over time, because real rest requires continuity and depth. By planting constant disturbances, they make sure you never enter that restorative state. You wake feeling foggy, irritable, and worn down, while they behave as though nothing unusual happened. It is, in reality, a form of psychological warfare cleverly disguised as small nightly annoyances. The sixth and most destructive bedtime habit is their tendency to pick fights just before sleep. While the world is quieting down, they stir chaos. They might resurrect an old argument, throw out a baseless accusation, or provoke you with something petty and senseless. Suddenly, instead of winding down peacefully, you find yourself crying, arguing, defending, or begging to be understood. They know exactly what they are doing. Normally, your body should be releasing calming hormones like melatonin and endorphins to prepare you for rest. But instead, their deliberate conflict floods your system with cortisol. Stress takes command. Your heart races, your mind spins in circles, and sleep slips further out of reach. The damage doesn't stop there. Once the fight has drained you, they often twist the knife deeper by withdrawing affection. They may stack pillows between you as a barrier or turn their back, shutting you out in the very place where intimacy should exist. For someone sensitive to rejection or abandonment, this isolation feels like being exiled in your own bed. It's not just emotional neglect, it's a physical dismissal, leaving you to drift off in the exact state they want you to be in, defeated, fragile, and broken. Bringing it all together, these 6 nighttime behaviors may look different on the surface, but they serve a single purpose: to dismantle you. The narcissist doesn't want you calm, doesn't want you healed, and doesn't want you to wake up strong. Their goal is exhaustion, depletion, and dependency, because a weary and weakened person is far easier to control.